Okay, I'm gonna show you how to draw a cow. So, go like this. There you go. Moo. Udder. Boom, boom, boom. Legs. Boom. Legs. Boom. Legs. Legs. Boom. Cow. Okay, it's not a good cow, but be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. It's a good cow. I like it. Okay, today we're going to talk more about division. And we're going to look at it from a different way. So, I showed you that if I were to grab 10 balls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I were to divide it by 2, which means I would divide it into 2 equal groups like this of 5. So that means that 10 divided by 2 would be equal to 5 because each group would have 5 balls. But there's another way we can look at it. Division is also basically subtraction. If I were to take 10 balls, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I were actually to divide it by 2, one thing I could do is go like this. Subtract 2. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry. Subtract 2. And that's one subtraction I did. Subtract 2 again. That's 2 subtractions I did. Subtract 2 again. That's 3 subtractions I did. Subtract again. That's 4. Subtract again. 5. So we get the same number. And this is because division is subtraction until we get to 0. So if I were to give you 10 and I were to divide, actually to divide 10 by 2, what you would do is you would see how many times do I have to subtract 2 from the number. So I subtract 2 once, starting with these 2, and then I subtract 2 again, and then I subtract 2 again, and I subtract 2 again, and then I subtract 2 again until I got to 0. And the amount of times I had to subtract 2 was 5 times. So that means that 10 divided by 2 is 5. You can do this again with 4 if I were to if I were to get a group of 4 balls and are actually divided by 2, you could say, oh, well, I could split it up into 2 groups of equal size. Or you could say, okay, let me subtract 2 once, which means I have 2 left, so I subtract 2 once, and let me subtract 2 again until I get to 0, and I got to 0, and it only took me 2 times to subtract 2, which means that 4 divided by 2 is 2, because it only takes 2 times for me to subtract this number by 2 to get to 0. And you could do this for any number. And yes, this is also another neat trick you can do with division, to figure out division. You could do it again with, let's say, a group of 3, and I say divide this group of 3 divide this group of 3 by 3. Well, if I were to divide this group of 3 by 3, no wait, divide this group of 3 by 3, yeah, I can say, well, let me subtract it. Let me subtract 3 from this group. 1, 2, 3, and I'm already at 0, so it took 1 time. So there you go. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Another way you could look at it is if I say divide this group by 3, well, that means I have to make No, sorry. That means I would have to make 3 groups. I don't know why I lost my train of thought. I have to make 3 equal groups. I make 3 equal groups of 1. Each one only has 1 in them, so 3 divided by 3 would be 1. Each group would have 1 thing inside of them. So it's equal to the same thing. So division is just also subtraction until you get to 0. Subtracting by a certain number until you get to 0. And then how many times did you have to subtract is what that division is equal to. So try it at home and try to make a better cow than mine. This one sucks. Okay, and say it at school.